is time for another tier list, one of my favorite videos to film, and probably some of my most chaotic videos to film, but I absolutely love them. Now, today we're going to be ranking horror mothers, famous horror mothers in horror movies. Now, I, of course, am a mother myself, so when I became a mom, my baby's now 6 months old, my relationship with horror changed a little bit, and one of the ways in which it changed is how I observe other mothers in horror movies. I kind of relate to them on different levels and judge them, not really, just kidding. But we will today. We're gonna judge them a little bit today. Anyway, I have a unique perspective on ranking mothers in horror movies, I think, and I think it'd be fun to rank them. So let's rank 25 moms in horror movies. Now, I will not be ranking these mothers on how good of a mother they are, like if I would trust them with my child or anything like that, because they're in horror movies for a reason. They're not all great moms. We know this. So I'm going to instead rank them on if I like them, which is a classic way to rank things. For once in my life, I'm going to rank something based on enjoyment. But I have to go with the fun tiers. I can't just, stick with these kind of tiers. I have to actually do something with it. So for the first tier, top tier, we're gonna call them these moms. Join the mom group. I'll fix that in a second. I know that's really annoying. So I actually don't belong to a mom group. If anyone would like to invite me to one, I don't have very many mother friends in my life. But if I were to create one myself, I would invite these moms. These moms deserve to be a part of a community, and I would like to befriend them. I would be friends with these moms. I kind of get their situation and their, behavior in these movies. Next up, we're gonna call these moms nice but boring. These are gonna be the moms that I would make small talk with in the grocery store, but I just don't really have an interest in being friends with them. We don't click, we don't mesh well, and I don't always agree with their parenting choices, but they're okay. They're nice ladies. They're just a little bit boring, and I don't want to be friends with them. Okay, for this tier, we're only doing 4 tiers, by the way. We're gonna say call in CPS. There had to be one of these categories. Like I said, I'm not ranking them based on how good of mother they are completely. It's also how much I like them, but sometimes you gotta call CPS. These are just gonna be the worst moms in the genre. Some of them, anyway. Because the last category is reserved for a select few moms, and this is just stay away from me. I see you at the playground, I'm gonna turn the other way and go home. I'm not gonna approach you. Like I said, select few. These are the worst of the worst. Calling CPS, those are the worst moms out there. Stay away from me. There's a couple that need to go in here, need to be separated from just the bad moms in horror movies. Okay, starting up with a classic famous mom in horror movies. This is probably the one that many people think of first, if not a few others, which we'll get to. Annie from Hereditary. You know what? She was trying her best. I can totally understand. She just wanted what was best for her family. She was a grieving mother too. Can we just remember that? She had lost her daughter very, very horrifically, right? And she wasn't all herself afterwards. So I don't hold anything against her. I get it. And pre-possession, I think Annie and I would have been friends. So you know what? I think she deserves to join the mom group. Did she lose her cool a few times? Absolutely, absolutely. She didn't end up being the best mom in the world, but she tried. She tried really hard, and that is all we can do as mothers, okay? Next up, we have Evelyn from A Quiet Place. This woman is Superman to me. After going through childbirth myself, watching her give birth in a world where you need to be quiet. Granted, I'm not a screamer. I don't yell when I'm in pain, but there's still some noises you make because it's primal. Giving birth is primal. I didn't think we'd be getting into all of this in this video, so I apologize for the visuals. Anyway, Evelyn, hands down, is joining the mom group. She is such a badass. She's a strong woman. She inspires me as a mother. She is such a good mom, and I would do anything to be friends with her. She's iconic, great mom. Oh, now Jennifer Lawrence in this role doesn't have a name. She doesn't have a name. She's just named Mother. This movie's traumatic. and definitely even more so after having a baby. I can't even think of this movie anymore. Before it was like, I'm never watching that again. This one, I don't even want to look at. I don't want to see this visual because it just reminds me of everything that I have witnessed from this movie. But Mother as a character, like, how I would, you know, she could join the mom group, but she's a little quiet. I feel like she's a little reserved like myself, so I get it. But we're gonna put her in nice but boring. You know, I feel horrible about what happened to her, but she's nice, and in general she's just not one of my favorite moms in horror movies. Tragic, tragedy, horrifying. Don't even want to think about it. Let's just move on. Let's move on. We got Red from Us. Now, of course, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil any kind of movie in this video by ranking these, so let's just say Red would join the mom group. I'm gonna let her join the mom group, I think, because she's a cool mom. I like her. Not always herself, you know, she's not always true to her nature and true to herself, but I will forgive that. I will accept it because she's a cool mom. And yeah, I would hang out with her for sure. Next we have Lorraine Warren. Now this was almost not on this list because she's not famously known as a mom. There are movies like Annabelle Comes Home where it's surrounding her daughter. So like she is a mom, but it's not always like her being a mom, you know what I mean? She's so much more than a mom, but she's boring. I'm sorry. As a mother, I just feel like she's a little bit boring. Yeah, she's psychic. She's intuitive. She can communicate with demons and ghosts and things, which would be very cool in the mom group. But in general, I'm just not a huge fan of her. The Other Mother, again, almost didn't make the cut because Coraline arguably is not a horror movie, but in my opinion it is. People ask all the time, what's going to be the first horror movie you show Fern? Probably Coraline, because I consider it a horror movie appropriate for kids. Because look at that face. Look at the Other Mother in the eyes, or buttons. Look at her in the buttons and tell me that she's not horrifying. Objectively she is, so it's a horror movie. Now The Other Mother, you know, I can relate to just wanting to have your own child. And just wanting that, so I kind of get it. I get why she's doing all of this, but we're saying call in CPS. Now she's a cool character. I like her as a character, but yeah, I think it's more appropriate she goes and call in CPS. That wouldn't make sense at all in this world, but that's okay. Next up we have Mrs. Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Listen, she just wanted the best for her son. She was defending her son and getting revenge on behalf of him. Again, I get it. If they did that to my child, maybe I'd do the same thing. I don't know. Who's to say, right? But as a character, like just in my personal opinion, not a favorite. This is actually the definition of a lady that I would just make small talk with in the grocery store, you know? Like if she was there, fellow mom in line at the grocery store. How's it going? Cute kid. Next we have another unnamed mother, just named Mother from Goodnight Mommy. You know, she, again, trying her best. This is what I mean by there's my baby. This is what I mean by my relationship with horror moms has changed. I get it. They're all trying their best, you know, for the most part. Some of them are, you know, a little much. But at the end of the day, they do all want what's best for their children. And this was kind of an extenuating circumstance, you know what I mean? Listen, she's a little neglectful. I'm not gonna lie. She tried, but in general, the movie, not a fan. The mom, not a fan, so. She's going and calling CPS. Okay, this one, a little controversial. A little spoilery for Barbarian, but you know, it's been a year. Hopefully you've seen it. Again, this one, tragic. Again, wants to be a mother because she knows no other situation, right? That is what she is bred to do. I'm sorry, I had to. That's all she knows is to have a child. This is horrifying to talk about. Anyway, I like her. I do indeed. And in the end of that movie, I felt sympathy. And I mean, through the whole thing, once you know everything that's going on, you feel bad for her, okay? I think she's gonna join the mom group. You know, she adds a little variety to the, you know, just a little something different to the, she adds a little, she brings a little something different to the table. You know, maybe I'd let her babysit. Because she seems like a good mom. You know, she knows how to feed babies. I'm gonna stop. Next up, we have Amelia from The Babadook. Again, this my perception of this movie changed once I became a mother. I mean, the whole concept of the Babadook in general changed for me because of everything that I've been through. I get it. I get this. So obviously her child's annoying. For her to put up with him, she has such patience, and I respect that. Again, admirable. I look up to her. She is trying her damn best through the grief and dealing with the Babadook and everything. So she's coming to the mom group for sure. Rose from Silent Hill. Rose is looking for Sharon in Silent Hill. She's kind of an annoying character, to be honest. She's not necessarily boring, but I don't know. There's something about Rose that I'm not a huge fan of. We'll put her in nice but boring. Again, small talk at the grocery store. That's about as much, or small talk in the classroom in Silent Hill. I don't know, but she's not a favorite. She's just there. Next, Margaret White from Carrie White's mom. Horrible, horrific mother. This is one of those that I don't empathize with or sympathize with. Nope, don't get it. Terrible, terrible mother. Please stay away from me. To do any of that to a child, again, this is where my perception has changed, because when I can't imagine, this is all fictional, I'm treating this like this is real. I can't, but it does happen. So sometimes it's real. I can't imagine doing something like this to your child. Now that I have one, it's like, how do you do that to a child? We're getting a little deep here. Anyway. Oh, Lynn from The Sixth Sense. Listen, Toni Collette plays an awesome mom in every role that she's in. I love her all the time. United States of Tara, again, she plays a mom with dissociative identity disorder. That's a great show. And again, she tried her best as a mom in that as well. She's always trying her best in every role. I think Lynn would be such a fun time. I think she is a fun mom, kind of. I don't know about her as a mom, but as a person, I would hang out with her. I would definitely hang out with her. So she's coming in the mom group. This is so far an iconic mom group, if I say so myself. Sue Ann from Ma. Okay, so she's like a mother figure to some people, but she's also a mom who neglects her own child. Is that a spoiler? I don't know. Again, she'd be someone I'd be nice to at a grocery store, but she's not boring. You know what? I'm calling CPS. Just untrustworthy, right? In the role that she plays, she's a little weird, a little creepy, a little predatory when it comes to children. So definitely just not gonna be a friend of mine. Oh, Mama. Mama from Mama. You know, again, tragic. I feel bad for her. I really do. But, you know, I like her as a character though. Same thing with Barbarian, you know what I mean? Like, obviously I should be calling CPS because of what happened, but as a character, a mother character in itself, I like her a lot. I think she is horrifying. She's cool. I don't know. She can join the mom group. Why not? Maybe I won't trust her. I'm not gonna trust her with my baby. Yeah, definitely not. You know what? Maybe she shouldn't join the mom group. We'll bring her down a notch, you know? She's not one of my favorites, oops, but she can be in a little higher tier. She doesn't need to be at the bottom, you know? Okay, next we have Wendy Torrance and her cigarette ash from The Shining. Again, she was a good mom. She was a good mom, and you know what? I would hang out with her. I like her as a mom. I think Wendy is the underrated character of The Shining, because everyone talks about Jack Nicholson, right? What about Shelley Duvall? Yeah, she's coming in the friend group. Can you imagine hanging out with Lynn from Sixth Sense and Wendy Torrance? Okay, next we have Kate from Orphan. Yeah, I have nothing to say about her, so she's going in nice but boring. Again, she tried her best, and she did ultimately do what's best for her birth child. But yeah, boring. Not a huge fan. Ellie from Evil Dead Rise, the newest mom on the block, right? In the movies. You know, pre-possession again, I would hang out with her. Ellie is cool. Ellie was a cool mom, so I like her a lot. She's iconic in my opinion already. Even post-possession, you know what? Sign her up for the mom group. Olivia Crane, you know, she's deep. She has definitely a lot of depth to her. She's a little bit boring though. Like, she's not my favorite mom on the list. I think she was a good mom though. She was pretty decent. I would talk to her, but you know, she would be like an acquaintance. She's gonna go nice but boring. She would be an acquaintance mom. She got a lot of kids. I can't really relate to that. So yeah, I'll talk to her every now and again. Grace from the others, you know, she's a little too stingy, or a little too, what's it called? Strict? A little too uptight. Uptight's the word I'm looking for. And so would not probably hang out with her, but I like her movie. I like her character for what it is. But she's not a favorite. The movie in itself is one of my favorites on this list. Do I dare put her in Calling CPS? That's so mean. Listen, this is one of those situations where I can't get past it, so I'm gonna put it in there, even though that's not really what I'm ranking it on. I like the movie, but as a person, it just fits, you know, just fits. Okay, Rachel from The Ring. Listen, okay, Rachel and I would hang out. We would be besties. I think she's really cool. Not a great mom though. She's very neglectful of her child. And you know, he grew up really fast. He had to grow up really fast because he had a mom like that. I feel bad putting her join the mom group because I don't even think she'd want to join a mom group, to be honest. I don't think she would do that. As you know, I like her. It's just my favorite movie of all time. I gotta put her in top tier, right? Still an iconic mom, in my opinion. On that note, Anna Morgan. I had to have two moms in The Ring, obviously, because motherly roles is very important in The Ring. It's like a whole theme going on there. She can stay very far away from me. Again, one of the worst moms I think out there with what she did, and just never, granted she had to deal with Samara, but I think, you know, you could have done better. Here I am judging a fellow mom. Anyway, we also have Sissy Spacek as Samara's mother as well, but she's not in this list, you know. But she did the better thing. She could have gone the Anna Morgan route, but she didn't. She didn't, and I admire her for that. Next we have Nancy Loomis. Okay, Scream 2, controversial opinion, my least favorite Scream movie, probably. I forgot what my exact ranking is. Not a huge fan of Scream 2, mostly because of her. I'm not gonna lie. Nancy can stay away from me. I don't enjoy her. I don't enjoy her in this role. I don't enjoy her as a character, as a person. I don't want to hang out. I don't want anything to do with Nancy. Now, Laurie Strode. You know, people will say what you will about her as a mother. Maybe she was, you know, a little overprotective of her daughter, but I get it, okay? That's tempting, you know, to grow up like that, to make Fern grow up like that. That's already tempting in the world we live in, let alone having gone through what she went through. I get it. I get it. And you know what? Laurie Strode, again, we'd be besties. I like her a lot. She's resilient and she's inspiring to me as a mother, and what she has experienced and gone through. Yeah, she's coming in the mom group. Okay, lastly, we have Yoshimi from Dark Water. This is one of my favorite movies. I absolutely love Dark Water. And you know, she's okay. She's a little boring. So I'm probably gonna just say hello in the hallway of the apartment building that she's living in. Did you see that girl? Yeah. Anyway, but she's, again, a good motherly figure, but just a little bit boring. She doesn't really bring that much to the table. So nice, but boring. All right, I'm very happy with that ranking of mothers. Obviously, that mom group, that top tier, I want to go hang out with them right now, to be honest. A few wild cards in that mom group, but that's okay. I love all of those moms. I think they're so iconic, and very well written and well executed as they're the characters that they are. Anyway, let me know if I missed any famous moms that you can think of and put it in the comments, and I will say where I'd rank them or how I feel about them as mothers. But yeah, tell me where you'd rank some of these characters. Would you move some of these around? Leave it down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.